Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And shout out to you brothers out there feeding the flock, it's motivating. Shout out to you sisters out there listening quietness and meekness. And I just want to point out that, the quote-unquote, the God we serve, whose name is Yahweh, loves you. He loves you very, 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 very much. And that's a beautiful thing to know, that the Lord loves you a lot. Like, it's almost, with all, I mean this with all the respect. He loves you in an obsession love. Like, his love for you is obsession. Like, he don't play about his love, is what I'm trying to say. And so for you brothers out there, put yourself in a situation where you fell in love with a female. You love that female so much, bro. And what? Let's say you caught her with another guy. You're gonna be infuriated. You're gonna be jealous. You're gonna be heated. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be angry. You're gonna be all kind of all. You're gonna bend up out of shape. Because well, it speaks for itself. You saw her with another guy. So I just want to put the Lord on blast and show how much love the Lord takes His love towards us seriously. And we're not perfect in this thing. We're gonna fall short. It doesn't give us an excuse to go off, but if we do go off in this walk, immediately examine thyself, ask for forgiveness. Don't let the sin wear you down. Strive to be better than the person you were yesterday. And let's just get right to it. This is a Bible app, so because certain words I can't read really good, try to follow along as much as you can, because he kind of reads kind of fast, But this is an example of God's jealousy, and
25. And Israel abode in chapter 25.
This is Numbers chapter 25.
And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal-peor, and the angel of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And the Lord said unto Moses,
Take all the heads of the people, and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel.
So boom, so the Lord told Moses to take the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, because a lot of Israelites that abide in Shittim, which is a place where the Moabites were dwelling, they began to commit whoredom. They began to commit adultery, fornication, which this is spiritual adultery, spiritual fornication, and physical is wrong too. But in this case, they were committing spiritual whoredom, which is spiritual fornication, and adultery, which is worshiping other gods. All right. And the Moabites, verse 2, and they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. So the Moabites called and influenced and persuaded Israelites to, and they called to the people unto the sacrifices, to make sacrifices unto their God. And the people did eat. The Israelites, they did eat, and they bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined themselves unto Baal-peor. That was their god. And when the Most High, the angels, they give the Most High, he sees everything. The Most High sees everything, But there's scriptures that says that angels, they pretty much inform the Most High what's going on, and but yeah, and Israel joined himself unto Baalbeor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. All right, let's see where we at.
And Moses said unto the judge.
We're in verse 5, and Moses. So right now the Lord told Moses, verse 4, and the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun. Yo, that's something serious. The Lord told Moses to take the heads of the people. Take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. All right, verse 5.
Judges of Israel. Slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor.
All right, so verse 5 says, and Moses said unto the judges of Israel. So there also goes to show that there's order in this thing. All right, so the Most High, the chain of command, the Most High went down to Moses. All right. According to Scripture, it's the Most High Yahweh, His Son Yahushai, men, women, and children. All right. So the Most High went to Moses and gave the order to slay the people. So verse 5, it says, and Moses said unto the judges of Israel. So then Moses went down the chain of command. From Moses, he went down and told the judges of Israel. Verse 5, and Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baalbeor. And behold, let's see what verse 6 says. Yeah.
And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
All right, now we're in verse 7.
And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation, and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent, and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel.
So boom. So, and when and so he grabbed a javelin. A javelin is a long spear. Right? Now we're in verse 9.
And those that died in the plague were 24,000.
Boom. So right there. So the Lord killed 24,000 Israelites. And there were 24,000 Israelite heads on a stick looking towards the sun, to show the other Israelites and the other nations to respect the Most High, and for the other Israelites that stayed alive to put fear on them, to that put a huge fear on them, to recognize that the Lord is a jealous God, man, and He loves us so much that He gets jealous, man. And we got some scripture here. We got that's why it's to walk like eggshells, walk like you're walking on eggshells. Now that you know that you're a Hebrew Israelite, now that you know that the Bible is only talking to you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, now that you know the name of the Lord, which is Yahweh, which means He exists, His Son Yahushai, which means He delivers, that He's a loving God, He's a loving power, but He's also a power not to take lightly. This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19. I call heaven, is the Most High talking, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you. So every day, now that we're in this truth, He calls heaven and earth to record us, to record through the angels. The angels are recording us, going back and forth from this realm to the spiritual realm, to give record of what we're doing, whether we're going off or whether we're going not off. So I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death. So there's always going to be things in our path that's we're going to be tested. It's either going to, we're going to be tested to see, if we're going to be obedient or disobedient. Obedient, which is life; disobedient, which is death. Obedience is blessings, and curses, which is disobedience. Therefore choose life, the Most High says, that both thou and thy seed may live. Verse 20, and thou mayest love the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, thy power, and that thou mayest obey his voice. That's all he wants us to do, is just to obey his voice, to acknowledge him. By obeying his voice, we're acknowledging him, that he exists, that he's in control, that he's the boss, that thou mayest cleave unto him. He loves us. He wants us to cleave unto him. And plus, everything that he says he wants us to do is for our own good. And I always go back to the dietary law. Today I seen a Edomite dude. Who knows? He could have been a Jake and look like an Edomite. Who knows? But I seen this Edomite looking guy, and his foot, it was his left foot. His foot was so swollen. It was so red and so swollen. He had like this, the strap-on sandals that straps around your whole foot. It looked so swollen, and it was due to eating unhealthy. And I'm sure it was due to a lot of pork. But nonetheless, it was due to a lot of unhealthy, unlawful foods, because you are what you eat. And it looked so disgusting and painful, and the Lord tells us not to eat certain things and do certain things for our benefit. You know what I'm saying? Continuing on, for he is thy life. For the Lord is our life, and the length of our days. So if we stay in obedience, and by living a life of obedience, it shows the Most High that we fear him. All right? And that's something to fear, that the Lord is in control of how long our days are allowed to be. I've been alive in this flesh for 31 years. Lord willing, the Lord don't take me out. Lord willing, he doesn't cut that lifeline short. Lord willing, I make it all the way through Jacob's trouble, all the way to the nukes, all the way to I see a chariot and get delivered, Lord willing. So it says here, thou may, it says, let me start from the top, verse 20. It says, that thou mayest love the Lord thy power, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life, he is your life, and the length of your days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord swore unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them, us. Those are our forefathers, And he's talking about the land of milk and honey, which is Israel. But right now, I'm Jerusalem. But right now, that place is, there's heathens living there, So this is still prophecy right here that hasn't happened completely. You know what I'm saying? We're not there yet. But that's something to really take heed in the very center of this verse, in verse 20. He is the length of our days. You see that? He is our life. He is the reason why we are breathing and still breathing. He is the reason why we are not dead yet. Just to put it like that. And you seen, and we seen how he handled these Israelites when they worship other gods. Like a lot of Israelites in America are worshiping do as I will. America's vibration is do as I will. Do what you please. You can be whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Do as I will. They're worshiping America, man. They're worshiping, and that's scary, man. But it's also sad because it's so deceiving. You know, everybody's doing what they want and nobody's being held accountable for it. Nobody's being punished for it. But the Lord punishes you, and He punishes us in mysterious ways. You know, we can go to sleep tonight living a life of disobedience. We can go to sleep, sound asleep, and wake up with a bloody nose. You know, there's just blood all over the pillow, blood running down our nose, and you got a crazy headache, and you can't explain why. Every now and then you feel something moving in your head, and you know, you wipe the blood off. You go about your day. You still got a headache. You know, you're thinking, oh, it was a nosebleed, and maybe an intense dream or something. And then later on that day, you just got this headache. I wish this on nobody. I wish this on nobody. But this is an example of how the Lord, you know, sends judgment for being disobedient. You know, and you just get a headache. Every now and then you get you might see a little blood coming down your nose again. You're like, what the hell's going on? And you got a headache, and you feel something moving in your head. You know, you go to the nurse. You know, come to find out there's a bug that crawled up your nose. You know, the Lord has angels on the right hand side and angels on the left hand side. The left hand side to do his judgment. Like, yo, the Lord is in control of everything. The Lord can put a bug up your nose while you're sleeping, and cause you to you know, and sanction that judgment on us for being disobedient. You know what I'm saying? So that's a scary thing. That's a scary thought in itself. You know? So in this case, the Lord killed 20 and 2,000 or 20 and 20,000. What did he say? I don't want to say the wrong thing. He said, and those that died in the plague were 20 and verse 9. And those that died in the plague were 20 and 4,000. That's a lot of people. You know? Let's get one more scripture. It says, this is Exodus chapter 20, verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them being other gods, nor serve them. For I, the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity, visiting the sins of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. I hope this is edifying. I hope this shook you in your boots. You know, this is serious, man. This is serious, man. You know, the Lord does not play. Now, don't get me wrong. He's a very kind and merciful. You know, he's a very kind and merciful power, you know, but at the same time, he don't play, man. So let this sink in, you know, and Shalom, Israel. All praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Stay in the faith. Keep that fear alive. Keep that fear burning. And Shalom.